We begin this episode with Rob and Sam, a young couple who started a YouTube channel about 8 months ago, where they post videos of themselves searching for adventure. From the few videos available on their channel, it seems they are particularly interested in mysteries, ghost stories, and other paranormal experiences. What's interesting, however, is that right from the very beginning, in their very first video, they ended up experiencing something, at the very least, quite bizarre. The two decided that their first recording would take place on a trail leading to the so-called Bloody Bridge, a bridge located in Wisconsin. Urban legends say that a bride died in a car accident on that bridge on the very day of her wedding, and that her spirit now haunts the area, searching for peace. But let's see how Rob and Sam's night unfolds, and what strange encounter they came across.
That doesn't go anywhere, that does.
Oh, there's a car coming down here. Probably wanting us to get out of here. That's insane.
I'm gonna go right into the water. That would be nuts. There's a car. Hang on. Okay, there was definitely headlights.
You saw that, right?
Yeah,
You can't go anywhere else.
Headlights. There's no headlights.
Where'd they go?
There's no headlights.
There's definitely somebody just driving down here.
Yeah.
That headlight thing is kind of freaking me out a little bit.
I feel like I need to shut my car off.
If you want to.
It's too loud.
There ain't nobody on this road.
For a boat. Come on. What are we out here?
I want to go walk on the bridge. Coming. Huh?
Are those eggs?
I don't know.
I think those are eggs.
Dude, there be like house spiders on this bridge. I ain't getting that close to this shit. I don't do spiders. What was that?
I think it was pretty clear in the footage, and we all saw it, that something was coming down the road from the opposite direction that looked very much like a car with its headlights on. Right? We all saw it. Well, apparently not. And that raises a lot of questions. One possible explanation is that somewhere beyond the bridge, there might be a small side path or trail where a vehicle could turn off and go in another direction. That would be the simplest, most rational explanation. But considering the legend about the bride who died in a car accident in that area, the fact that we saw what looked like headlights suddenly disappeared into nothing only adds more fuel to the stories people tell about this place. What's also strange is that Rob and Sam never posted another video after this experience. Every other upload on their channel is either a short clip taken from that same night or small discussions about what they saw, all from that same evening. And that makes the whole situation even more puzzling, because the two of them never actually give a clear conclusion to what we all just witnessed. So what do you think? Was this somehow connected to the legend of that place? Or is there a simple explanation? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. The next clip is for those who have a fascination with Bigfoot legends. The footage was recorded in 2025 in the Coyote Ridge area of the eastern Sierra Mountains. A family was out for a walk in that area with their dog when, at one point, the dog suddenly became fixated on something in the distance. It stared in that direction with intense curiosity, but its tail was lowered, which usually tells us that even though the dog was curious, it was also feeling uneasy, as if it sensed a potential threat or something that made it uncomfortable. Let's see what they were looking at.
Solid ground. Be careful.
I don't know about you, but this footage definitely has something unusual about it. Besides the figure we see moving through the forest, which is clearly visible on camera, there's also the moment right after it disappears from the frame when the dog suddenly loses interest. Almost as if whatever was there simply vanished. And that's something that often comes up in the stories and legends surrounding this creature. From the footage, it's clear that the figure appears to be covered in fur, and the way it moves looks quite different from how a human would normally walk. I think we can all agree on that, right? As I mentioned earlier, the dog completely loses interest the moment that creature, if we can call it that, leaves the frame. According to some of the legends, this is said to be one of the abilities attributed to Bigfoot or Sasquatch, the idea that it can somehow control whether its presence is felt or not. Of course, since the quality of the footage is quite poor, just like in many videos of this kind, we can't really draw any solid conclusions. Still, I'd love to hear your opinion. And while you're writing it in the comments, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more clips like this. The next clip comes from a man who claims he was being followed in the forest. What's interesting is that he has posted 2 other videos in the past where he also said he was being followed, and this time he believes it might be the same person. The video begins directly in the woods, after a long break that came following those earlier clips where he had already experienced strange and unsettling situations. But it seems that even after taking that break, the man behind the camera doesn't get the quiet walk he was hoping for. Of course, it could all be staged or set up for the camera, but let's watch the clip first, and then we'll talk about it.
I feel like I'm lost, but I'm pretty sure I came from that way.
so I'm gonna try to go that way, but I might have came. No, I came from here. I just went up there, but I was originally down here. And I'm pretty sure this is the way I came from. But I did go over there. And that's where I got lost. Person. What's that? Not long out here, guys. I've been out here for a few hours. You're in this for a few minutes. It stopped. I don't know what the hell it is. I think it's coming from up there. See that? Drop the light. What the is that person? Oh shit.
From what we can see in the clip, our guy appears to be followed by someone who might be homeless, or at least someone who seems very familiar with those woods. What's strange though, is that the person following him doesn't shout, doesn't run after him. He just circles around him and stays close by, occasionally throwing objects in his direction. Our protagonist doesn't manage to get away easily because according to what he says, he eventually loses his way in the forest and begins to feel cornered by the person following him. Time passes, and evening slowly starts to settle over the woods. Yet the situation still hasn't improved for him. Let's continue.
Property. It's not private property. For you. What the? I'm gonna call the police. Laughing. What the fuck? shit. You want it? Going around him. Alright. There's that light. I saw a light. Gotta go. There's a fucking fence. What the f? It's right this way. It's right this way. Oh.
After crossing the barbed wire fence, our guy finally manages to get out of the forest. At the end of the clip, he added a short message explaining that about 15 minutes later, he came across a car. Putting this together with the fact that the person following him told him he was on private property, and considering the presence of the barbed wire fence, it does suggest that he really was on someone's private land. I wanted to clarify that because at one point in the footage, the person following him actually says exactly that. Now, all of this still doesn't prove whether the clip is fake. Even though some arguments could support it being real, the behavior of the person following him, as well as the way he appears physically, seemingly keeping his face hidden, at least from what we can see in the footage, makes me think that he might have known from the beginning that he was being filmed and didn't want to appear clearly on camera. That in turn makes me wonder if this could have been staged. A video created to feel tense and dramatic. Of course, after making these compilations for a while, I've come across many clips. Some that I was convinced were fake, only to later discover they were actually real. So I'll leave this one up to you. What do you think? Is this a hoax? Or just another strange encounter?